My name is Dominic Moore-Dunson, and I'm a professional dancer and choreographer here in Akron and Cleveland. I wanted to use the arts to change people's lives, specifically in dance. When I think about making dance, I think about using it as a way to be with people, make dance for people, and make dance by people. It's not enough just to make art for art's sake for me, but I'm really trying to make art that is created because there's a perceived need in the community. So I really think about not making dance or not making a show or a piece if I don't see that the community actually wants it to be made. It's the easiest way is by asking questions and just listening, but sometimes you actually need to take a step backwards and ask the community, what do you see the issues as? What do you see the celebrations as? And then you start the process of getting in the studio and then trying to bring that to life. And sometimes you need to go back to community members and ask them to come take a look at what you're doing to see if what you're creating is actually true to what they feel like needs to be said inside of their community. So recently, I just premiered a show called The Black Card Project. And that whole 2.5 years of making that show was based off this need of African Americans telling me that in our community, we have this weird thing that's been going on for generations where we have this very narrowly defined version of what it means to be black. And it's starting to affect us in ways that a lot of people don't talk about, like the economic development of our community. We started to create this show to talk about this character and how he's trying to figure out what blackness is and trying to figure out, if this is blackness, where do I fit in inside of this world of blackness? Because the reality is there's a million ways to be black. As many black people there are in this world, that's how many different ways there are to be black. And we as a community just need to be there and be okay with that and explore and celebrate the richness that we have. One of the things I really loved about researching the AfriCOBRA movement was this idea about talking about black people in a positive way. Anytime we make art about black people, it's about the despair of being a black person in America. And there's actually more things to celebrate about being us than there are about being how downtrodden or how oppressed we've been since we've been on this land. A lot of the work I do has a humor arc to it because there's things to celebrate about our culture, and I want to also do that as well as challenge our culture. So as an artist, I'm taking the time to celebrate our culture as much as I challenge our culture to be better. One, don't only see our work being valid in February. Our black experience is a huge thing that we're interested in, but there's so many more things. We understand loss, we understand sacrifice, we understand culture, we understand celebration, human trafficking, we understand things like, trying to keep the world green. And there's all kinds of things that our community is worried about, just like any other community, that we can make art about, and there are black artists making art about that are valid and need to be seen. The people you need to ask and listen to might be the local black artists in your town, and maybe not the 1 or 2 or 3 black artists who are on a national level. So what's interesting as a dance artist in the DIG exhibition and the AfriCOBRA movement is that it's a very 2-dimensional platform this work is being done on, and my work is in a 3-dimensional space. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time working on how do I take this 2-dimensional, very vibrant, very direct type of artwork and bring that into life that is directly interacting with an audience. So people can find my work on Facebook at Dominic Moore-Dunson or on Instagram at dmoredun.